Good morning and welcome, my fire friends, to another awesome stream. I'm your host, the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you are at. So, we are now at the midweek point of the week, and of course, you know what that time that is. It's going to be, of course, another fun, awesome time with another awesome deck that I'm looking forward to really playing today. Actually, no, I'm actually really hyped for this one because this one, I don't know how I did it. I was able to again get this one at least under budget per se, although it's still an expensive deck. But I'll explain again how that works in just a moment. In any case, we're going to now just jump right into it and show you what exactly we are talking about. All right, here we are. Awesome. Okay, so I know a lot of people have been talking about this card for the past several weeks, especially since it has been revealed and has been now completely out there in the wild. And of course, it's going to be, of course, Vivi Ornitier. Wait, did I say that right? Ornitier. What is that? No, Vivi Ornitier. Okay, well, it's Vivi. That's all you just need to know, everybody. That's all you need to know. Any case, so that's what we're going to be doing today. So Vivi here, an extremely expensive and very powerful card, even on a budget. Like, I've been playtesting this a lot, and still, it just does silly things, despite the fact how cheap we go. We still managed to try to find at least a fair amount of balance between trying to maintain this as cheap as possible, and also we still want to do some fun stuff. So that's the whole point of today, everybody. This is Vivi Supreme. But as always, before we get started, like I always say, for those of you who enjoy the budget content, as always, like, follow, and subscribe wherever you watch the content so you don't miss out on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, deck techs, live streams, and so much more. For those of you who are new to this, we're going to be going over, of course, the stats of the deck and kind of explain to you how the deck all works. We'll then give you then as much content as possible for the next couple hours. We're going to be doing, of course, the budget version of it. And if you do want to spend an insane amount of money, because this card really does exemplify some of the craziest builds I've seen, you can actually go super big with it, super powerful, all storming off and everything. But we'll, of course, do later on our own version of an upgraded variant of Vivi a little bit later into it and kind of get a feel for like how well it does after the stream is over. Oh, hey, Den Splendid. Hello, how are you doing, my fire friend? Thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. So that's kind of where we're at, everybody. So let's kind of go over the stats right now, because let's not waste any more time, because I want to talk about this deck and show you how awesome it is. Now, Vivi Supreme here, our Izzet Commander deck / Brawl deck is going to be, as I just mentioned, Izzet colors. So that means it's going to be blue and red. You're looking at an average mana curve about 2.1, which is actually pretty low in a Brawl / Commander deck, so it's actually pretty sweet for us. And we're going to be rocking a total of 13 creatures in the deck, 28 instants, 14 sorceries, 3 artifacts, 4 enchantments, 1 planeswalker, and 38 lands. Whew! So we're definitely going to be a spell-slinging deck today. So how does Vivi all work? Because this card is it's just so silly. I can't believe they actually made a card that's like this incredibly strong. But anyway, as you can see right here, Vivi is a 3-mana Izzet 0/3 legendary wizard. It has a 0 mana ability that says add X mana in any combination of blue and or red, where X is Vivi Ornitier's power. Activate only during your turn and only during once each turn. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Vivi, and it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So you can already tell right there, because the ability is free, it ridiculously makes a huge amount of mana, and you just kind of just go off with that. So there's so many different ways you can play with this. Of course, our version to kick it off is going to be just as cheap as possible. And what I mean by cheap is, you'll get the details later on, but realistically, Vivi alone, I think, is like still $50–$60. And some way, somehow, we were able to kind of get this deck under 100. So that was the goal for us. I know that's not the cheapest, but considering that we're rocking an extremely powerful card here, and then just putting together whatever cheap stuff we can, I think we did a pretty good job, all things considered. But you'll see what I mean by that in a second. So, starting off with the 1-drops, because we have a ton of them. We have, of course, starting off Ether Spellbomb here. Simple artifact here. You can just use it as a bounce effect, or you can just use it to draw a card. And it is a non-creature spell, so it does trigger off Vivi here. A null here, a counter spell, for you can counter an artifact or enchantment spell. Symmetry Sage here. With the Alchemy buff and nerf, I usually don't like to take advantage of that too much, but it does work for us, because this time with the Magecraft ability that Symmetry Sage has, if we cast an instant or sorcery, target creature we control has a base power of 3 until end of turn. Oh, we got a subscriber here from YouTube. Thanks again for joining us today, my fire friend. Appreciate the subscribe. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. So Symmetry Sage here can buff up Vivi here and just make it more powerful, on top of the fact that it'll get +1/+1 counters. We have Wizard class here, gives us no maximum hand size. Get it up to level 2 to draw 2 cards. Get it up to level 3, and we can draw our cards and start adding +1/+1 counters to a creature we control. So imagine that on top of Vivi. Oh man, that means just it just goes off, and it can get really crazy really quickly. Combat Research here gives whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Usually we don't swing too often with Vivi here, but it does work for us, and as long as an enchanted creature is a legendary, gets an extra +1/+1 pump and has Ward 1. The Ward 1 may not do much with Vivi, but it can give us a little bit more leeway to kind of protect ourselves. Consider just draw a card and Surveil. Delver's Secrets, we are rocking a lot of instants and sorceries in the deck, so I figured we might be able to flip this pretty easily in that flying 3/2 human insect. Fading Hope here for tempo plays and also great for us. We can also use to protect Vivi if we need to in a pinch. Magic Damper here from Final Fantasy gives a creature +1/+1 and hexproof until end of turn, and we can untap it, which is great. Mizium Skin here, a time-tested classic card. We can give one of our creatures +0/+1 and gain hexproof, or you can overload it to then make everything hexproof, which is great. Opt again for more card draw. Terramander here, another cheap little creature here that can get really, really big as long as we have a lot of instants or sorceries in the graveyard, and then its adaptability is cheaper to cast. Shore Up here again for more protection. You'll notice that we have a lot of protection for Vivi here because we want to make sure Vivi can also not only go off, but also can just do its thing before our opponent tries to kind of take her out. Slip out the back here because +1/+1 counter on a creature and it phases out. Instances where we have to deal with maybe like mass exile from say like, oh, I don't know, a farewell or anything like that, we can slip out the back and phase out maybe Vivi and then protect it while everything else gets blown away. Spectral Sailor has flash and flying, and also you can use it to draw more cards. You see a Guard Approach, another great card for us for protection reasons, or you can use that as a tempo play to bounce something away. Dragon's Rage Chandler, also another awesome card for us, has the Delirium ability, so as long as we cast non-creature spells, you can Surveil, so it's great for filtering through our deck. Once we get 4 more different card types in the graveyard, it gets +2/+0, although the real version of the card gets +2/+2, and it gets flying, and it has to attack each turn, so great for us to do some extra damage when we need to later on. Crash Through may seem a little weird in this deck, but it helps us out because we can draw cards, and also gives one of our creatures trample, and gives everything else, again, well, actually, it does give everything trample. Actually, it's really awesome for us. Expedite here gives one of our creatures haste until end of turn. Also, we can draw a card. Faithless Looting, again, classic card. Draws 2 cards, discards 2 cards, flash it back again for 3 mana. Fire Magic here, also on flavor, of course, deals damage to each creature for 1 if we just cast it for the tier of 0. If you cast it for tier 2 for Fira, it can do 2 damage to each creature, and Firaga here deals, for 6 mana, it's a little expensive by the way, 3 damage to each creature, but again, it is an uncommon, so it helps us out with the budget. Monstrous Rage just got banned from its standard, but of course it's valuable in our deck, so we definitely have to take advantage of it. Gives one of our creatures pump of +2/+0 and a monster roll token. On Vivi, that's insanely good for what it can do. Reckless Rage here, 4 damage to a creature, and then 2 damage to another creature we control. So again, early game spot removal, but also it works very well with Vivi and its stats. Ryle here will have to do 1 damage to a creature we control, but it gives it trample until end of turn, and we can draw a card. So again, just triggers off Vivi. Strike It Rich here for some pseudo, I guess you could say ritual effects, because it gives us a treasure token. We can flash it back for 3 mana to give us another treasure token. Warlord's Fury, similar to Crash Through here, gives all of our creatures a bonus here, which is for strike until end of turn, and we can draw a card. So again, just helps us up with the ramp package. And the 2-drop slot here, Mentor's Guidance, technically it actually should be 3 mana, but again, it is alchemy buffed, so I guess we can take advantage of it for this time around. Mentor's Guidance here, Sorcery Speed, when you cast a spell, you can copy it if you have a wizard, at least in this case here. So scry 1 and then draw a card. Extra copy can do the same thing. Keep Safe here because most likely we're going to get targeted a lot with Vivi on the field, so Keep Safe is great for us to counter a spell that targets Vivi. We could draw a card out of that. Lazotep Plating at instant speed gives us a Mass Zombies 1 and gives all of our permanents hexproof until end of turn. Negate here is going to be our one of our catch-all counter spells. Bitter Reunion here to do some, again, discarding and drawing. Once we have enough creatures on the field, we can sacrifice this and give all of our creatures haste until end of turn. Cathartic Pyre here, you can either deal 3 damage to a creature or planeswalker, or you can use it to filter by discarding cards and drawing cards. Cleansing Wirefire here, we don't usually care too much about land destruction, but for our deck it might help us out just a little bit here, just to kind of some pseudo ramp. Kickoff Celebrations here, similar to Bitter Reunion. Once we start our engines and we can start dealing damage, which is really easy with Vivi doing pinging effects. Just discard a card, we can draw 2 cards. At max speed, we can then sacrifice it at instant speed to give all of our stuff, vehicles, and creatures haste until end of turn. Playful Shove is a little slow on sorcery speed here, but you can do 1 damage to any target, and we can draw a card. Pyroclasm here deals 2 damage to each creature. Sudden Breakthrough here is also really good for our deck here, gives our Vivi plump of +2/+0 and first strike until end of turn, and we can create a treasure token for more ramping. Temur Battle Rage, because at a certain point, Vivi is just going to get super duper big, so we can give it double strike and also trample with its ferocious ability once it gets big enough. Volcanic Sprite here, similar to another one of our cards here, we can deal 3 damage. We can tuck away a card from our hand and then draw a new card. Young Pyromancer here, because you notice that we're doing a lot of spell slinging, we can take advantage of a lot of these tokens. So we have elemental tokens anytime we cast an instant or sorcery with Young Pyromancer out. Balmor Battle Rage here gives us a plan B to the deck with Young Pyromancer here, and I guess I'll just talk about it right now. Is also going to be Third Path Iconoclast here. We have a lot of non-creature effects here and bonuses, so with all these spell slinging we're going to do, we'll make a ton of these little tokens, and then Balmor can then pump up everything to give it even more power. It also helps out Vivi as well, and gives it trample and +1/+0 until end of turn. Expressive Iteration here, another amazing card for us. It's pretty much banned from a lot of formats, but it's great for us in Brawl, so we're going to take advantage of it. Goblin Electromancer does the same thing as also Stormcatch Mentor here. Gives all of our instants and sorcery spells we cast 1 less to cast. With Stormcaster, however, it also has haste and prowess to pump it itself up. Is it Charm here? Because again, we're Is it color, so we got to take advantage of it. So cast, you can use it to either deal 2 damage to a creature, draw 2 cards, and discard 2 cards, or counter a non-creature spell unless its controller pays 2. Slick sequence here because we are going to be doing a lot of spell slinging, so 2 damage to any target, and then this is the second spell we've cast. We can draw a card. Arcane Signet here again, mostly because it's a staple for multicolor decks. In the 3-drop slot, we have Combat Tutorial here. 3 mana at sorcery speed can cause us to draw 2 cards, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature we control, so helps us out with Vivi here. Dissipate, one of our strongest but also slower counter spells because it is 3 mana, but it does exile the spell it counters. Flick a Coin here, great card for us because we're doing some pseudo ritualing effects here, so this can create for us a treasure token, helps us draw a card, and deal 1 damage to our opponent's face. Seize the Spoils, a little bit slower, but again, we can just discard a card, draw 2 cards, create a treasure token. Broadside Barrage here does 5 damage to a creature or planeswalker. We then draw a card, and we discard a card. Ionize here, one of our few rare counter spells. We can do counter a target spell, and deal 2 damage to a spell's controller. And then to wrap it up, also in the 3-drop slot, we'll have Saheeli Sublime Artificer here, in combination with cards such as our Third Path Iconoclast, and of course, the Young Pyromancer. Every time we cast non-creature spells, decide if you need to deal 3 damage to each creature without flying. Niv Mizzet Visionary here is going to be great for us. For the reason being is we can do we can have no maximum hand size, and then whenever a source we control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, we can draw that many cards. Niv Mizzet here is also going to be great in conjunction with what we're doing here, because mostly it can be we can do some card draw here. We can then cast instant sorcery spells, and we can draw cards every time we see an instant or sorcery cast. And finally, to wrap it up here, Treasure Cruise here, where we use the Delve ability to draw 3 cards as long as we exile cards from our graveyard here. Wait, hold on one second here. Hold on one second, everybody. Wait, did we lose the stream real quick? Hold on one second here. I do apologize real quick, everybody. Hold on one second. Wait, did we lose the stream real quick? Give me one second, everybody. Okay, so real quick, I'm just double checking real quick to make sure that we are still on live. I couldn't tell if we just lost our stream there for a second. No, it looks like, I think it's only just, what, Twitch that kind of pooped out there? Did Twitch poop out? Hold on. No, I think we're good. Okay. So I think we're fine. Okay. So with that, looks like we're good to go there. Okay. Okay, so we're going to discard, save exit real quick. And of course, if you do like this, if you do like the actual, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. Every time I kind of get disconnected, I kind of get all combobulated. So if you do like the deck itself, and if you do want to see like your own variation of it, we'll definitely throw, of course, a actual link to it as soon as this stream is done. But with that, let's go ahead, let's jump into some Brawl matches here, and let's see how well we can do with this deck. Actually feeling pretty good about this one. This one should be a lot of fun. Okay, waiting for server. There we go. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, so with that, let's see how well we do. Loading on up over here. Okay, so while we're loading here, just real quick question for everybody. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully you're having a great day, everybody. Hopefully you're enjoying the midweek. We didn't really play the midweek Magic event itself, but we're going to jump right into it and see how well we do with our deck. Okay, our opponent is going to be playing Bristly Bill here, so... Hold on one second. Oh. So yeah, this is going to be Bristly Bill, so can we get around this? It's time to let's see if we can. Okay, so with this... Oh, I forgot, we didn't actually talk about the land base. Oh, I apologize for that, everybody. Usually I go over the land base, but we kind of actually accidentally mulled over that. Let's remull again, because I want to make sure we have... Okay, I guess we'll keep this. So yeah, I forgot to mention the mana base here. It's going to be as cheap as possible. It's going to be mostly a bunch of islands, Pit of Offerings. We have Sea Volatile Fall here. You'll see again a little bit how we can get around some of this stuff. I do apologize again because I skipped the the land base. But we'll talk about that again maybe after the deck itself. Dust Shell Crawler. Alright. There we go. Put a +1/+1 counter on their creature. Consider. I guess we'll keep the Ionize. That's fine. Okay, Combat Research will be nice for later. So with that, Volatile Vault. Arcane Signet. And we will play Dragon's Reach Challenger. Alright, and we go from there. Alright, opponent. Show me what you got. Bring it on. Grizzly Bill already coming down? Ooh, alright. I'm just not wasting any more time here. Swinging. No blocks. Okay, down to 24. Okay, so with that... How do we do this here? I guess Vivi is going to have to come in now. Not what I was planning for, but we're going to have to make it work. We'll just eat our own Consider. So at least now it gives us another blue source. Okay, as long as they don't do any damage to Vivi, we should be able to go off this next turn here very quickly. Opponent's also got the Ozlith out, so... not good in the early game, but we're going to try to see if we can force our way around this. Okay, opponent is going to start ramping here pretty quick. Alright, opponents. Get their pump going. Alright. So with that... Okay, so how do we get around this? Okay, starting off with Combat Research. Get pinging going. Down 24. Not the best land I want right now, but I guess I'll take it. And let's see. We will then play... Well, I guess we'll have to do this now. Use Vivi's ability here. We're not going to go off just yet. We can start going wide with a bunch of tokens, though, so that's good. Alright, opponents. Okay. Alright. Ace of the Locked Hothouse. Alright. Okay. Can we do this? Opponent swinging here. Swinging big, by the way. No blocks yet. I don't want to take this damage, but we gotta eventually find a way to go off with Vivi here. Vivi can go off very quickly. We just need to get a little bit more support and we should be good to go. Okay, Swiftwater Cliff's coming in. So, gain some life there. Let's see, and then I guess... Is it Charm? Hold on, how do we do this here? Okay, we'll actually draw 2 cards. Vivi going off. We'll throw away the Eroded Canyon. Draw 2, discard 2. Okay, so then what do we discard? I think Goblin Electromancer... Ooh, not ideal, but okay. I'll throw away the Mountain. Okay, so with that... Delver of Secrets. Coming down. And then, let's see. Hold on. Can I do this at... Let's see. Alright. Swing with Vivi. Does our opponent take the bait? Opponent? Okay, they do. So with that, Teamer Battle Rage. Alright. So, I'm going to say we can try to push through damage here no matter what. Saheeli. We don't need Saheeli now. Okay. And then do it this way. Damage there. Oh, okay, that didn't work out exactly how I planned, but that's okay. Okay, so I kind of messed up there a little bit. I kind of miscalculated, so... Ugh, yikes. It's okay, everybody, don't worry. We can still show off Vivi can do some stuff here. Not a big deal. We still can do it. I thought I calculated that correctly. Well, I guess I didn't. Well, math has never been my best thing, so I don't know. But okay, moving on. That's okay. Okay, opponent, what else you got? Opponent here is slow rolling. Alright, still pumping here. Not good, but we're going to try to find a way to just survive here. Some way, shape, or how. Let's see. Okay, so that means we have to... Okay, 11. 14? Not ideal, but okay. We might have to do this here. Block, block, block. Okay. Opponent, do you have an answer? Most likely it'll do. Alright, we lose the first one. It's fine, everyone. It's okay. We'll just kind of shake that one off. We'll just go for the next one. Not a big deal, though. I fumbled a little bit there, and we could stumble a little bit on our mana, but it's okay. Don't worry. It's all good. Okay. Still waiting here. Sorry. Looks like my internet is a little clunky right now, but we're going to see, hopefully. Should hang in there. Come on, internet. Don't poop out on me now. Okay. So, with that, let's go ahead. Let's just shake it off here. We're going to try again. All right. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get this, try another shot here. All right, let's do this. Okay, feeling better now. Doing it again. Okay. So, with that, we're going to try again here to see if we can get a little bit better off with Vivi. All right. Keep this hand. Should be fine. All right. Let's see. Lush Portico. Playing. Ooh, they're playing Tidus. Okay. Let's see if we can get around Tidus here. I feel we can do it. Okay. Island. Metastatic Evangel. Wait, did I say that right? Okay, I think I did. I think I did. Okay. We will. Let's see. Okay. We'll wait to bounce that later on. Mountain. And let's see. What do we do here? Third Path Iconoclast. I guess we can start going wide with our tokens. That might be an option for us. If we can get that third land, we should be solid here. Okay. Opponents. Hallowed Fountain. Mastery Cat coming down. Okay. So, looks like the counters are coming. But we can get around that still. Even with the pumping up they're going to do right now, I know we can get around it. So with that, let us strike it rich. Okay, make a treasure. And we will hit Bassery. Okay, swing. Okay, down to 2. So when he plays the next one, we should be able to then just bounce away Metastatic Evangel, and then we can kind of start, hopefully, getting back to this fight here. Tidus coming down now. Alright. Proliferate. Gonna use Bassery here. Oh, he's definitely gonna use it. Okay.
My sand will protect you.
Okay, we're gonna bounce it away. Make a token. Okay. We're still in this fight. Okay, we need lands. I didn't want to put that to the bottom, but we need lands quick. And then I guess I'll do it here. Not what I want to do, but I want to get Tidus out of the way. Okay. Make another token. Okay, so this means at least Bassery Cat can now get out of the way while we kind of start setting ourselves up here. We need lands, though. We really do need lands, like, now. So we will discard Cleansing Wildfire. Draw 2. Oh, come on. There's really no lands there? Okay, any case. Okay, Bassery Cat down. Phew. Okay, so Tidus is on his own for now. As long as we can just avoid counters here, we should be okay. Right? We can still do it. Nissa. Okay. So it looks like they're probably going to be just a Tidus Super Friends deck? Joy. Okay, well, we can block here while we can. Thankfully, we have a lot of tokens to deal with here, so as long as we have those, we should be okay. All right, Vivi coming down, because we came here for a reason. Okay, no attacks yet. Now, we can just start getting Vivi pumped up. We should be able to catch up pretty quickly here. Okay, they make a plant token.
The world moves through me.
Okay, Herald of the Secret Streams. Okay, they can't be blocked. Joy. Alright. One is slowly starting to go off here with Tidus. Oh, jeez. This is a cool card, though, but not looking good for us. Hopefully we can still find a way to get around this. Down to 9. Oh, boy. Alright. Come on, deck. We did great in testing, but now we're looking kind of foolish here. Okay, it's fine. So let's see. We will Rile, first off. So we're going off with some tokens here. We're going to see if we can try to store off a little bit with Vivi. Okay, draw a card. Okay. We can then combat research. Trying to catch up here as best we can. Okay, gives a little protection there. We can crash through. Okay. Draw another card. Okay. And then, I suppose we can strike it rich. Ping with Vivi again. Another token. Alright, and then finally, let's see. Is there anything else we can really do here? Okay. We'll wait it out. Pass. Okay. We have plenty of tokens. But we need a way to kind of... Is there a way out of this? Let's see. Okay, so they swing. I don't want to do it this way, but we have no choice. So, Herald of the Streams has to get phased out. So at least this turns off its ability. Okay, so that means everything can be blocked now, so that's good. Okay, so with that... Alright, so... How do we do this here? Okay, I think... This is tricky. Okay, so let's see. Let me take a little chance here. Block here and block here. Block here. Block here. Okay. Opponent, do you have an answer? They don't. Okay. Phew. Okay. Oh, once again, I miscalculated there. Oh, jeez, I keep messing up right now. It's early in the morning for me. At least it kind of is. I know it's noon where I am, but still feels like I'm still waking up a little bit. Okay, it's okay, everybody. We will try to see if we can get around this with Vivi here, but we're gonna see in a moment if we win or lose here. So let's see. Faithless looting. Pump and ping. Draw 2. Okay, so with that, Pit of Offerings, and I guess the Electromancer go. Lighthouse, at least it comes in untapped, so that's good. Okay. Still trying to make a giant army here. Okay. Ooh, inverted med. Okay, that's good. We'll draw into that. And prowess. Put that down for a little bit. Pyroclasm. Well. Let's see. Is there a way out of this, or are we dead? Okay. Do we have anything we can actually use here? Oh wait, Teamer Battle Rage? Can we do it with this? Okay, I think so. Okay. Teamer Battle Rage. There we go. My goodness. I think we got there. Swing. Opponent, do you have an answer? We did it! Oh, we did it, we did it, we did it. I didn't have to even use the bitter reunion. Out of nowhere! There we go! Alright, victory goes to us. Opponent. Oh, wow. I honestly thought we were going to be dead there, but yeah, we got him. Out of nowhere. Vivi there just gets a sneak attack win, getting it off with Inverted Vents, pulling out the Teamer Battle Rage, and then just swinging there. Oh, man, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Oh, I'm assuming our opponent probably is like super angry on that one. All right. That was great. That was great. Okay. So there we go. Okay. So that's our first win for today. That's nice. Let's go ahead. Let's see if Vivi can still reign supreme. All right. So, okay. There you go, everybody. We're about to at least get off one victory there. I feel really good about that one. But let's see if we can keep the good times rolling. All right. Our opponent here is going to be playing with... Ooh, they're playing with Vaughn. Okay. Bring it on, opponents. I'm feeling good now. Feeling good. We are ready for this one. Okay, so with that, again, it's going to be a little slow, but that's fine. Vivi alone can just get a ton for us in terms of making that mana. So that's really where the game changer is for this deck. Despite our pile being very kind of we can still do great here. Okay, opponent is playing Tentacle Firebrand. So they're playing Vaughn, Aspiring Sky Pirate, but it's actually realistically Captain Lannery Storm. So they're going to try to get a lot of... so there's going to be a lot of treasures going off here. We'll still find a way around it, though. Just the same. So, let's see here. We have an Ops. We're going to have to probably wait a turn, hopefully, to get Vivi down. Okay. Prowl Capture Specialist. So it's going to be... yeah. Swinging at... with goblins? Huh. Interesting. Okay. The only tricky part is I want to put down Vivi ASAP, but we also got to make sure we have enough lands to protect ourselves, at least for a turn or so. Ooh, Niv Mizzet will be great for later. Okay, let's get that now. That'll be good for later on. Okay, come on, deck. Okay. Mountain. So I think we will seize the spoils. We will throw away Murmuring Mystic for now. Draw 2 more. Okay, good. We did get another land, so that's great. So we should be good to go next turn to start slowly building up our game plan. Okay, opponent, what do you got? Fear of being hunted. Okay, creature has to be blocked. Interesting. Okay. Opponent's gonna swing. They do. We take some damage. Ouch. Down to 14, but okay. They are tapped out now, so this is what we came here for. So, mountain down. Vivi coming down. And then, let's see, how do we do this here? How do we do this here? I suppose... let's see. Invert Invent. Wait, no, hold on. Let's actually pump it up a little bit here. Oh, actually, hold on. No, I still want to see if we can try to get this to go off here. Okay, so no. Invert Invent. Flip it. So with that, we then Monstrous Rage. Do a little bit more pump. Okay, and then with that, we can then... oh, wait, we already activated the ability. Okay, it's fine. Broadside Barrage. There we go. Draw a card, discard a card. Okay, so in that case, we will throw away, I guess, the Expedite? Okay. At this point now, Vivi should be strong enough where we shouldn't have to worry about getting it blown up. 4-7 is not too shabby there. Okay. They're going to try to swing to get some treasures in. So we got to blow up Lannery Storm here and now. Okay. Block in. Lannery Storm. Or is it Vaughn? I don't know. Whatever you feel like it should be called. But either way. Peace Magic. Ooh, okay. Opponent thinks they're a little sneaky here. They exile a card. Okay. But we came prepared. Use our treasure. No, opponents. There we go. Okay, and at this point, it should be victory from this point. No, seriously, it should be victory now. Okay, so command tower. Get the lighthouse down. Alright, so with that, we've already got Vivi going. Down to 15. Okay. If our opponent starts playing a bunch of instants and sorceries, that means Niv Mizzet pretty much can wipe out the whole board. Okay, they're just hasty creatures. Okay, they tapped out. Wow. Okay, well, if opponent just wants to do that, that's fine. That gives us an edge. We literally just need one spell here, and we're still not getting it, by the way. But that's okay. So with that, take out the specialist. And I guess we will play... hold on one second here. Command tower. Still can't actually finish them off here because we're still kind of worried that they might do something here. Okay, they do. Wow, alright. Opponent just wants to go super aggro here. So I guess we just keep blocking here and blocking. Do they have any other spells in hand? Wow, that's just desperation now. Oh, there we go. And that's game, everybody. That is game. Alright, here we go. Victory. Well, I feel a little bit dirty about this one, but hey, I will take it. Okay, we'll take that playful shove. Alright. Ping out the last creature. Alright, ping. We literally have now all the mana in the world to do our stuff here. Okay, draw another card. There we go. Ping. Put down the island. Playful shove. There we go. Going off here. Ping again. Draw another card. Ping again. Another ping. You just ping them out right here. We pretty much at least at this point now just have the win. Alright. Pump up Vivi some more. Draw another card. Sure. Ping some more. More cards. More pings. I love this card. Oh man, it's just too good here. And you know what? Let's do it. Let's just go ahead and have Young Pyromancer go off for reasons. So, and we actually can just be completely stinky here and just kind of attack our own creature. Not that we need to, but it just helps us go off here. Okay. Pay the 1. And then from there, we'll just ping him out. We'll just ping him out. Okay. Make our token. Negate our own card. Yes, we do, because we're that crazy like that. All right, so pay the 1 still. There we go. Okay, draw another card. All right, ping again. I think at this point now we can just go back into regular mode. Negate our own spell because why not? And then ping our opponent as we draw our last card. There we go, everybody. Out of nowhere. Oh man, there we go, everybody. Vivi, just combo machine there. You actually don't have to storm off that heavily either. Like, we're literally playing as janky as possible here, and we're still managing to go off here like it's no big deal. All right, nice, nice. So yeah, you can put together Vivi as cheap as possible and still get some success. All right, still waiting to load up here because my internet is a little poo-poo right now. All right, as long as we don't get disconnected, hopefully in the next hour or so, we should be fine. Okay, so here we go. All right. Honestly, I don't think I really need to do a full evaluation of this deck because realistically, and again, we'll be honest here, Vivi is just too good. It really is a good card. Like, so good that I think it now will be the best Is It commander, whether you're playing in paper or Brawl, of all time. And don't get me wrong, like, I have an Is It deck myself. I actually run it with Niv Mizzet here, but if I can get a single copy of Vivi, oh man, that alone will just make the deck just absolutely ridiculous. But we'll see if we can try to also get a video or two, like, to kind of do a tour of my actual real paper decks at some point. We'll actually put that together as kind of like fun bonus content when I have a little bit more time. I've been meaning to do that for a while, and hopefully we can get a chance to do that soon. But in the case here, let's see. So we got our islands, got our mountain, Niv in hand, treasure cruise, Cathartic Pyro. Okay, we definitely draw a lot of cards with his hand. That's actually good. And we can do some early game damage with our Symmetry Sage. Ornithopter. Ooh, okay. Opponent is playing Yuriko the Tiger Shadow. Okay. Well, our opponent here is definitely going to try to go off quick here because they have a lot of flyers already. Island. Symmetry Sage. So we can block one thing, but we can't block both. So annoyingly, our opponent will be able to get out. You'll get out Yuriko quick here. Joy. Opponent actually had the perfect hand here because they were able to get that Ornithopter as well. So they got 2 creatures out on turn 1. Yep. And now they can start doing their cheesy stuff here. Surprisingly, yeah, we got Yuriko immediately thanks to Yuffie coming in as a card. But we have ways of getting around it, though. So it's not like it's completely going to screw us over here. We'll then wait here. Pass. Okay, opponents. The annoying thing about this card is even if you blow it up, it can still Commander Ninjutsu, which means it bypasses the commander cost, which is why people don't like Yuriko the Tiger Shadow. But here's how we do this. We're going to still try. You can tell our opponent already knows what's coming. We'll pump ourselves up. Even if they do counterspell us, we at least get some creature to do some more blocking. But let's see what our opponent does. Yuriko here is not going to be a fun one to get around, but we'll try. I figured. So, they gave us some treasures. But we still get a pump just the same. So we can still block it. Opponent, do you have anything else? Any other shenanigans? Okay, they do have at least one creature there. So at least he goes down for now. So they have to now bring it back regardless. Okay. Opponent is going to start getting some cards in. Still can't believe that's so annoying that this card does that. Again, at some point I would like to actually try to do a Yuriko deck, but it might be a little unfun just because of how it works. As you can see right here, opponent is going to try to start doing their thing. Now, come on, opponents. Okay, well, that's annoying, but that's fine. It is okay. Okay, Mentor's Guidance. That might be helpful for later on. Let's see here. Seize the spoils. So we'll use up one of our treasures. We don't want to go off with Vivi just yet, because we need to start getting a little bit more support here. Let's throw away Delver of Secrets. Draw 2. Okay, we got some lands, which is nice. Crack the Evolving Wilds. Let's get out another red source. And pass here. So, let's see. Vivi can come out next turn. We have 3 lands open. I think we might be able to actually get enough where we can actually treasure cruise our way back into this fight. Alright. Opponent is going to start doing their ninja shenanigans. Really, I'm surprised they actually put this card into Arena via the Final Fantasy set, but okay. It is what it is. Okay. They're definitely getting now refueled completely here. Ridiculous, by the way. But I guess I shouldn't be talking because we are also going to try to be a little sneaky here. But do we have enough time to do it? Yellow Strix, okay. Okay. Alright, so with that, Island. Alright. We came here for Vivi, everybody, so we got to do this. And then, let's see. Treasure Cruise, I think, can do it here. Hold on. Hanging off with Vivi. And we also get another copy, so that's good. Unfortunately, the other copy doesn't get a chance to help us do anything, but we'll try. Kind of wish the Magecraft would go off with it, but that's okay. Molten Sherry. That goes down. Okay, draw another card. Okay, so we get some lands. That's good. And then Treasure Cruise to refuel a little bit here. Let us... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Pay the rest. Thing again. Draw some more cards. Okay. And then we're going to have to discard a card. So we'll throw away... Probably be the Demolition Field. Okay. So we have a lot of good one-drops here that we can kind of just start going off with. Hopefully we can get Niv Mizzet to do its thing. But we got to wait a little bit longer here. If we can survive a turn, I think we might be able to make a comeback. Okay. So... I guess we have no choice here but block Moon Circuit Hacker. Okay, down to 9. Opponent starts doing their thing, so they got Brainstorm. Fairy Seer. Okay, opponents, they scry 2. Okay, so we're going to see if we can try to catch up here in just a bit. If we know their last 2 cards, that actually would be nice, but okay. Let's see, how do we do this here? Put down the island. Combat Research. We're going to try to pump up BV as quick as possible here. Hydroelectric Specimen. Okay, hold on. Wait, I don't know why they did that. It only does instances or sorceries opponents. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. Okay, so we'll take it. Okay, so with that, let's see. We can... Okay, I guess we'll do this now. We want Niv Mizzet to come down now, because we want to take advantage of its ability. That alone should be enough. Okay, so with that... Reckless Rage. And then we take out... I actually need to take out several cards here. So with that, let's go ahead and Slither Blade. Ping Vivi. So we will ping to our opponent's face. We draw a card off of that, so that does trigger it off. Fairy Seer goes down. Okay. Phew. Okay. So with that, we should be good here. No attacks yet. If our opponent does play any instants or sorceries, we can sponge a hit if we need to. Okay. Opponent is swinging. They're just going for it. They don't care at this point. But okay. Gonna have to keep chump blocking here when we can. Alright. Anything else, opponents? kind of wish we had another stuff here, but okay. Okay. Rainstorm. Oh, that's good. So we can ping here. Sorry about it. You lose your ninja there. Phew. Okay. Dense Planet, you're back. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that, Dense Planet, because we've been having issues with the connection, but I do appreciate you returning, so appreciate that. Oh, hey, we got the win. Oh, out of nowhere. Oh my goodness. Okay, nice. So for those that were a little confused as to what happened there, so real quick, our opponent thought they were going to get cheeky here for a second here. They casted their own instant, but with that, after they ninjutsu'd in Miss Syndicate Naga, we were able to actually get their trigger to go off with Niv Mizzet and then take out their own creature because it only has 1 toughness. So they kind of, I think they kind of shame scoop there, but hey, we'll take it. A win's a win. Nice. Very nice. Okay, let's get one more in with the budget version of Vivi, and then we're going to just go super duper gnarly with the upgraded version. But even so, Vivi is still pretty solid, even if you try to make it as cheap as possible, because literally, Vivi just carries the whole deck. You kind of can see already that you can just get explosive turns. Once you get enough counters on it, it helps you really catch up with the mana. That's actually one of the best things about it. But okay. Let's go ahead. Let's see if we can get at least one more win with the budget one. So far, we've only lost, I think, what, 1 match? That's not too bad. It's actually really good with the deck. But I'm feeling this deck really well. I would love to get a copy of Vivi for myself, but ain't no way I'm spending $60+ on a single magic card. I mean, anybody out there that if you were able to crack Vivi, let me know in the comments. Have you been able to get any good cards from the set? I finally was able to get my own actual bundle. I got the gift bundle, by the way. It took like forever to get that gift bundle, but I was happy we were able to get it in the mail, and it was unscathed. So thankfully, no tampering. So we'll definitely start doing later in the next week or so. We'll definitely start cracking some more booster packs videos again. We haven't done that in a while because I was really hoping to get the Final Fantasy cards. So that's, if you were wondering what happened to the booster pack openings. We've been doing that. We've been holding off at least until we can get to those ones. All right, let's get our command tower down. All right, opponent, what you got? Show me what you got. Okay, Tilda. Okay. Interesting choice, but okay, we'll blow that up because we don't want that on the field. Let's see. Playful Shove. Ping that away. Draw another card. Okay. Reliquary Tower will be great for us because we can then start drawing a ton of cards, not caring about losing them. Opponent's going to Cultivate. FYI for everyone, a small little now we are going to have a little bit of a funky schedule over the next couple of days and the next week or so, because streams are going to be a little on the light side because we do have a couple of celebrations I want to do at home. It's mostly just me personal stuff, but I will talk about that a little bit more a little bit later on. But otherwise, let's see, what do we do here now? I think Goblin Electromancer. So we'll make things a little bit cheaper for now, but we'll hold off for a second here. I want to see if we can... If we have to use the Cathartic Pyre. Okay, Righteous Valkyrie. Okay. Opponent is gonna try to do their thing here. But we'll stop him as best we can. Okay, let's get an island down. Vivi coming down now. Okay, so we'll pass here. Okay, opponents. What else you got? Sigarda coming in. Okay. They do get life gain, but that's okay. We still have ways of getting around their shenanigans. Just the same. Opponent is getting a little cheeky here. Okay. Well. How do we want to do this? I guess we'll block here. And... with Vivi. We'll throw away... What do we throw away here? I think... Cleansing Wildfire. Just one. Draw another card. Okay. Got into land. That's good. Okay, so their one creature is down. Fading Hope will be good for later on. So that'll be nice. Let us play the... Play the Mountain still. And Murmuring Mystic. Okay. And then with that... How do we do this here? I think we'll hold off for a second here. We're going to need to take a slow roll this time around. Just in case if they have anything else. There's cards. Okay, negate that. Phew. Okay. There we go. Starting to make our birds. Lots of burbs. So that slows down our opponent just a smidge.
Okay, but they're still going to try to swing as best they can here. Chump block for now. That's good. Now we at least have a defensive wall. Reliquary Tower. Go to their face. Make some more burps. Alright. Nice. Ooh, Wizard's class. That's good. That's good for us. Wizard's class. Now we're talking. Okay. And then finally, consider. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Got the Pyromancer. Okay. So, opponents. We're going to draw some more cards here. And there we go. Opponent's like, I have had enough. Yes. Victory for us. All right. See, Vivi just starts going off. I mean, we weren't doing anything super crazy there. And your opponent's like, I do not want to deal with that. All right. Well, I'll take the victory there. All right. All right. Vivi, everybody. Feeling good. Okay, so we're about to approach the halfway point now. So actually, I do apologize real quick, everybody. I didn't get a chance to go over the land base. So we're going to cover the land base just for a hot second here, and then kind of explain to you again how we're going to upgrade this deck to make it even stronger than it is. Not that it needs to be any stronger, but it actually can do a lot of crazy stuff if you are willing to spend a ton on Vivi. Oh, let me crack the pack real quick. I mean to get a little bit more in terms of cards here, so there we go. Golbez, Crystal Collector. Okay. That might be interesting for future reference. I do like artifact decks. I am a big fan of those. So let's see. Real quick, before we kind of go over it, I do apologize again. We're going to try to go over this real quick. So we didn't get a chance to do this because I thought I had a connection issue. So for those of you that like the budget version here, FYI, we're going to be rocking 12 islands, 12 mountains, and a bunch of the cheap tap lands. So Rhoda Canyon, Molten Tributary, Peculiar Lighthouse, Prismari Campus, Silver Bluff Bridge, Swiftwater Cliffs, Command Tower is a staple. Demolition Field for non-basic land hate. Evolving Wilds is one of your fetch lands, along with the Terramorphic Expanse and Volatile Fault. Pit of Offerings here is going to be for pseudo graveyard hate. Maestro's Theater is also another fetch for you. And Reliquary Tower, as I just mentioned earlier, just ensures that we can still draw into what we need. So there you go, everybody. That was the budget version. I think it goes for, I know it's not that budget, but $92 I believe is going to be the cheapest one here. I suppose you could make it cheaper if you really want to cut like the stuff like, you know, go to basics, but that's up to you. Now, what if we went a little bit crazier with the deck? Because that's what you're about to see right now. So if you really want to spend a ton of money on Vivi here, you totally can, and it can get absolutely ridiculous. So if we were to now upgrade the deck with Vivi here, this is what you can get if you really want to go nuts. So some of the upgrades in the one drop slot, we'll now add in instead Brainstorm here to help us again with more digging of cards and faster, more explosive turns here. We're going to throw in, of course, Storm Chaser's Talent. It has to be added into the deck. I think it's right now, what, an $18 card? But again, great for the deck and helps us again with our game plan here. We're going to throw in a lot of the cheaper counter spells, so then just go off and make it a little bit harder for our opponent to do their thing. So we're going to use Strix's Serenade here. It counters artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers. Our opponent does get a bird out of the deal, but that's a small price to pay for what we do. Speaking of birds here, we also can utilize Swan Song, so this counters the opposite of Strix's Serenade. So it counters enchantments, instants, or sorceries, still gives them a bird token, but again, that's not a big deal for us. 3 Steps Ahead is technically a bigger than one drop counter spell, but it works for us for the deck because again, you can counter stuff, make tokens, draw some cards, discard some cards. Great for us overall as a multifaceted option for us. In terms of other things here, throw in a Lightning Bolt. Again, I love burn decks, so Lightning Bolt works great for the deck here. Can do some early damage for us. We have Ragavan here, another great card for us. Steals stuff our opponent does, and of course makes treasure tokens, so great for the deck overall if you can afford it. We're also going to throw in Shadow Spear here. This is actually a really solid card for us, and attach it to Vivi, and you can definitely go off super crazy with it. Turns off our opponent's hexproof and indestructible stuff when we pay the 1, but otherwise giving it to Vivi alone helps us stabilize and gives one of the biggest issues that the deck has, which is we can't really get a lot of life gain with the deck, so Shadow Spear here is solid for us as an upgrade. In terms of the 2-drop slot here, we're going to now add in a copy of Cyclonic Rift. Man, with all the mana that Vivi does, this is easily a one-sided board wipe, and it might as well just kind of be lights out for our opponent if we can manage to go off with the Overload ability. Counterspell here, staple, you have to have it, of course, in the deck. Mana Drain, if you can afford it, definitely get a copy of this and then just ramp even crazier. Artist Talent here, just again, helps us with the card discard and draw. Makes all of our non-creature spells 1 less to cast if we go to level 2, and if level 3 happens, it's literally going to be lights out if we can do that with Vivi on board. Corey Steelcutter just got banned in Standard, but of course, it's fair game for us in Brawl, so we definitely have to throw in this with all the spell slinging we're going to do. Gives us yet another way to build a ton of tokens for the deck. If we storm off enough, we can grape shot our opponent here. Not something I really would say is going to be something you would want to rely on too much. Mostly, if you're going to do this, I would instead rebuild the deck with a bunch of 0-drop non-creature spells. We're talking like cheap equipment, which you can do with Vivi. So that actually is another option, but we'll talk about that at the end of the wrap-up. Brawl Monsoon Mage here, another incredibly powerful card for us. Make sure all of our instant sorceries are 1 less to cast. If we can flip it into its Planeswalker side, then man, this card can do some insane damage with Vivi on board. You basically become unstoppable at that point. We actually did play this card last year on stream, so check that out if you actually want to check off just a Is It Raw deck if you want to. Scalding Viper here, another solid card for us. Pings our opponent if they start casting spells with a mana value of 3 or less. And of course, we can use its adventure side to then bounce away a non-permanent land back to our opponent's hand. Great for us to just get rid of maybe like key cards we don't want to deal with. In terms of other upgrades for the deck, we're also going to add in now Slick Shot Show Off. We had to throw in this card because it's another explosive card that could do heavy damage very quickly if our opponent is not ready for it. And in terms of other upgrades here, we'll also add in Sorcerer class here. Helps us again with discard and draw, and then creates all of our, well actually it makes all of our little tokens into mana dorks here. So it makes all of our creatures we control to tap for Is It Mana. Great for our deck overall. And then in terms of other upgrades here, not that much, I think, in the 2-drop slot. Okay, so we're going to move on to the 3-drop slot here. We have Stay With Me / Ristic Study. It's for flavor purposes. This is why we wanted this version of Ristic Study. But again, absolutely dirty card if you do want to play it, but it is great for the deck to then just draw into more action for us. Haughty Djinn is also another solid inclusion because it makes, again, instant sorceries 1 less to cast, and it gets stronger and stronger with every instant or sorcery in our graveyard, so great for us overall. Archmage's Charm here, it's a little bit tricky to cast, but if you can get all 3 pips out, you can counter a spell, draw 2 cards, or gain control of a non-land permanent of mana value 1 or less. This can sometimes steal away key enchantments and artifacts our opponent may throw at us. Brotherhood's End is going to be a stronger Wrath for us. We usually don't care too much about Wrathing in the deck, but it can be helpful for us to then blow away creatures, or it can destroy all artifacts with a mana value of 3 or less. Flame of Anor here, it is great because Vivi is a wizard, so we can get both options out of the 3 here, so we can draw either cards, destroy an artifact, or deal 5 damage to a target creature. Prismari Command is another great upgrade for us. Choose 2 here. You can either do damage to any target, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, make a treasure token, or destroy an artifact for us. Royal Silence is also great for Vivi because 0 and first strike and trample until end of turn. Speaking of doing heavy damage, Ojer Axolotl here, Deepest Might, is actually, again,